Hi everyone, in this video we're going to go over a quick guide on how to set up an e-commerce website using Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website creation platform known for stunning website design and ease of use functionality. It's a really popular website builder and that makes it relatively easy to establish your online presence, manage your site, and even set up an online shop and blog facility as well. It has really affordable pricing and a really intuitive user interface that makes it easy for establishing online presence for someone, even if they're not as technically minded, and as someone who is for the first time setting up their site as well. Squarespace themselves have a range of different templates. They have over 200 templates. They have really stylish design, ready to use and ready for you to kind of apply to your own site and apply to your own content too as well. So to get started, what you want to do is go onto Squarespace's website and go and click on Get Started. So the first thing that it'll ask you is a little bit about your site, a little bit about your online business as well, and this is just so we can show you some relevant templates. So in this example, say we're doing a health and beauty website, selling health and beauty tools. So what you want to do is click on the category that it falls in, and if you don't see a category that it falls in, you can always describe your site here. Then you want to click next, and then you want to see, and then it'll ask you for your top goals. So what is it that you're actually wanting to achieve with the site? Is it to showcase your work, to sell anything, promote your work, and things like that? So in this case, we'll do sell products, but you can also do things like offering a contact form, promoting a physical business, promoting an event, setting online courses. All of these are options that you can have with Squarespace. In this example, we'll stick to selling products and offering a contact form. And it'll ask you to let them know what stage you're at in terms of your business. So are you just collecting information? Are you forming an idea? Are you growing an existing business? Do you already have a site that you want to replace with Squarespace, etc.? So in this case, we will just do turning a project into a hobby. And then you want to click on finish just to finish up, and then be shown a range of different templates. So you can see when I scroll down, there's lots of different templates that they've already started to show me, and I can scroll, I can like some of the templates as well, and I can essentially just go through all these templates and see which one I like. If you click on the filter button, it'll show you the different things that you have. So we've already picked the topic, but you can change that within here as well, and you can change the type of store as well. But you essentially just want to look at all of the products that they have, all of the templates that they have, and then just select one as well. If you hover each of them, you can preview them with the preview button. So if you click on preview, it'll give you an idea of what that site will look like, and you can scroll, click on different pages, and see the full template as well, so you know exactly what they're doing with the template. What you can also do is check it on different devices, because all of their templates are ready to use on any device. So you can test it out on different devices, scroll, and things like that. And then when you're done, what you want to do is click on start with whatever template it is, and then it'll ask you to create your account. So you can create your account with Google or email, or if you click on more options, you can continue with Facebook and things like that. Once you start connecting your site with your username and password, it'll start setting your site up with the template and all the features that you need. And it'll kind of walk you through the process of starting up your Squarespace site and starting it up with selling it with e-commerce products. So you want to give it a name of the site, and this can be the name of your business, and essentially your site title, and Google will see this as well, so you want to make sure that it reflects exactly what your site is, and you want to click continue. and it'll basically give some information on their e-commerce feature, Squarespace's e-commerce feature. And you can read through these and just click next when you're done. And it'll give you some traffic related tools as well. And you want to just finally click get started. And this is your site. So you can see all of the site template has been added exactly. There's a little assistant on the right hand side to kind of guide you through and show you what you need to do. You can X out of that, but you can always click on the question mark to continue. So this is essentially the preview of your site. So you can see the site as a little preview as well. And on the left is all of essentially your dashboard, and it's where you'll get to sort of all of your pages, the design, if you want to change the layout, all of your commerce products. It's all set here. So if you go into pages, for example, these are the pages that you already have. So we've got the blog, we've got our home page, which is set to here. We've got the blog page, about, and a contact page. If you click into the settings of each of them, you can change the name of it. So this home page is titled You. We can change it to Home. We can change the navigation title, so how it looks on the nav bar. We can change the slug, and then we want to just click on Set as Homepage, as this is going to be our homepage. Then you want to click on Save. And you can see that's updated. That's now called Home, and this page is now our homepage, and it's using the homepage title. Next thing, then we have our blog. So this comes sort of automatically with the blog functionality comes automatically with Squarespace, and you can see some of the the placeholder blogs that they currently have. If you click on each of them, you can see sort of like a preview. So this is the blogs essentially there, and all your blogs are managed here as well. If you click on settings, you can decide if you actually want the blog there or not. So if you click on settings, you can see there's a option for enabling page. So if you disable that page, then the blog essentially gets removed from the nav bar and it gets removed from your site. So if you don't want the blog there, all you need to do is disable the blog, and then you'll be able to have sort of that running without the blog as well. Then you have the about page, and again, that's just normal kind of about page. This is the layout. And then you have the contact page, which is has all this content here, and then some content over there as well. To start editing the contents on your pages, what you want to do is go onto pages and click on the page that you want. Then you want to click on this edit button here, and you'll see the site go into full screen edit mode. You can go through the wizard, or you can skip it, but essentially everything in Squarespace is in a section, and within these sections are the different blocks, and the blocks can be things like text blocks, they can be image blocks, they can be button blocks, things like that. So what you want to do is essentially you want to start editing the block content. So for example, this text here, if you're not happy with it, what you want to do is click into the text itself, and you can see you get a little edit button for the text, and you can edit things like the design. If you give it a background, you can do that, and then what you can do is click into the text exactly, and then that way you can change the actual text content and change it to something, and change it to read exactly what you want it to read. Lots of different things you can do there. You can essentially, with the text, you can change the text type, if it's a heading 1, heading 2, etc. You can change the alignment, and you can change the color as well. You can give it custom colors and things like that. So lots of different things you can do with that one. When it comes to adding new blocks, what you would do is click on the add block button, and you want to basically pick from the list of blocks that they have. So all of these blocks are pre-coded and laid out, so you don't need to set up anything. All you need to do is pick a block that you want, and it'll add itself to wherever it is that you want to add it to, whether that's in here or whether that's on a different page or not. So once the block has been added, you just click into the block, and then you can essentially drag it and move it around to wherever it is that you want. Now, depending on what block you've added, there's different editing options. So we've seen when we click into the text, for example, we can see the text. We can see the editing options for the text, which are things like editing the color, the text type, formatting options, things like that. When we click into image, we can see the options that we have are the actual image. So we can click add image to select from our library, or we can look for free images, or we can upload our own images. And we just click on add image. And then you want to give the image some alt text as well, just for SEO. So you want to describe your image as well. So that's the kind of editing options that we get with images. If you click in design, we can give it an overlay or a lightbox and things like that. So there's different options for editing the style of something depending on what that block is. Another popular block that you can use is video. So if we click into the video block, click on that and then drag that to wherever it is that we want to add it to. You can see the edit button here, and the options that we get are similar to image, so we can add a video. So with Squarespace, you do get the option of selecting a video from your library and uploading a video directly, but we don't recommend that on any kinds of websites, whether they're Squarespace or WordPress or Wix, simply because adding a video saving a video onto your server like that will increase your load time. It's always better to add a video to YouTube or Vimeo and then paste in the link here and have the video being streamed in instead of being uploaded to the server directly. If you're not happy with the block, all you need to do is click into the block again and click on the red dispose button to get rid of it. And then you can just start essentially adding blocks, adding sections, and editing the content as well. One thing you want to make sure is you have the site styles set up okay. So if you click on that little paintbrush on the top right, this is essentially setting up the default font styles, colors that are being used. So if you click on fonts, you can see that the default font that's being used is Poppins, and this is essentially the base size and the heading sizes as well. So what you want to do is click on switch and the font packs and look for a font that you actually want on your site. So if your branding is slightly different, you can change all the branding to the base font that you want. So for example, if this is the branding that you have, you can click on that and your site will immediately change based on the font that you change it to. And you can go through each of the fonts that they have. These are free to use with your Squarespace site, and essentially each of the fonts will be updated. Then once you have the font selected, what you want to do is go into the global text styles. So the base of these will take it from the base font that you have, but it just means then you can change the actual styling of each of the heading text. So for example, all the heading ones will follow this styling, but the size will be this size here. Heading 2 is this size, heading 3 is this size, and essentially you can go in and actually customize the font styling to exactly how you want it. Then you have the global colors, and this is essentially the color palette that's being used. The way the color palettes work, your color palettes are combined in different ways to create 10 unique themes. So essentially, each section can use a different theme. So for example, this theme here is a darker section, so it has, and you can see the preview here essentially. This is a dark section, so the background will be dark and the font will be this purple color. To show you how this would look, if you click into each section, this section for example, and click on edit section, what you can do is click on colors and you can decide if you want to have a darker color, and you can see this theme is using a darker theme with a lighter font. This theme is the same darker theme but with a white font, or you can have it to the light theme using these colors, and that's essentially how the colors work. So you can't change the colors of each individual item itself, but what you can do is apply to the theme, and you can change the theme itself as well. But it just means then if one section is using this light one theme and another section, another page is using the light one theme, when you change light one theme, it's going to change on both those sections. This may seem redundant. However, it just means then there's consistency across your site. There's no random colors being used everywhere. There's more of it makes an easier flow to your website as well. So there's different ways to kind of incorporate that as well. And you can change things like the button colors for that theme, what the link color should be, what the video color should be. It's a lot to go through, but what might be easier, instead of going through each of the themes, is to edit the color palette. So you can make up a color palette of up to 5 different colors, and that way the themes will pull in automatically what colors it should use for each theme. So instead of editing each theme individually, which can take some time, it's better just to go into the palette editor and add in all of your palette colors instead, and pick a palette that's going to work with your branding instead. And you can see that changes as well as soon as you do it, so you don't need to wait about refreshing the sizing and things like that. You can give different stylings for the buttons as well, so it's up to you how you want to do that. It's really important that when you start setting up your site, you edit the site on mobile, and always check to see what it looks like on mobile as well. When you're on the desktop, what you want to do is click on the mobile toggle here, and it'll change your site to mobile view, and you can exactly see what the site looks like on mobile, and make any changes that way as well. And when you're done, you just want to click on save to save all your changes, or you can discard changes if you decide you want to start again as well. So now that you have your site at a state that you want it, and you're happy with the colors, the branding, and the sections, what you want to do now is actually get started with the e-commerce part of it. So when you're in Pages, what you want to do is make sure you have the store page. So if you click on main navigation and click on store, you can add a new store page, and you can see the template itself comes with a store page template. So you would just select whichever store page that you want, and you can just give it a name. So in this case, we'll call it shop. And you can see the shop page is now here. So again, we can edit this the same way we've edited the other pages. So click on edit, change the content here, change the content here as well. We can give it different section colors, and do everything else that you need. And then you can see the product listing here as well. And then just save as you go along. So now they have your page set up, what you want to do is actually add products. So it'll come with some dummy products as some placeholder products for now, but what you can do is delete those just so you can have the actual products there. And just click delete. So we can start fresh. So what you want to do is click on create product, and you want to set up what kind of product it is. If it's a physical product that people can pick up, ship, and things like that, or if it's a digital product that can be sent to them via email that they need to download. You can sell memberships, scheduling, gift cards, things like that. In this example, we use physical products, so something tangible, something that you need to ship them to, or they need to collect and store. And you want to create your first product, and you want to give it a product name. And you can see you can get a preview on the right hand side as you type in the names and things like that. And then you want to give it an image, so you can upload from file or you can select from library. And then you just want to click on the selected, and then just click add. So this is a stock image, so you need to make sure you add your own images. And you can see the image being uploaded there, and you just want to click next. Next thing you want to do is set up your inventory. So you want to set up pricing, and you just want to type in the price there. and you want to set up stock. So if you have unlimited stock toggled, then you don't need to set up an individual stock. But if you untoggle that, you can actually set a number of stock that there is. So that's a good way to kind of manage your stock at product level. So you're not selling more than what you actually have. But if you're happy enough selling unlimited stock, then you can always keep that toggled. And now you want to add more details. So you want to add things like a description, and you want to make sure that the description is accurate with everything that you need as well. You can see a little placeholder description being added in the meantime. And just a general kind of product description, and you can type it in here or you can paste it in. You can add additional info, and this can be things like product instructions, so how to use the product, and again you can sort of format sort of what each section is meant to look like. You can add another section as well, maybe for delivery and returns, and you can just add different product sections, and they'll show up slightly differently on your account on the product page as well. You have the featured image that we added earlier, but what you can do as well is add any additional images, like a front shot, a back shot, things like that. So if you click on that, they recommend adding up to 3, and it's really important, especially if you're selling something online that they can't see in person, that you add enough sort of product images, product descriptions to for people to make an accurate call on what this product is. Next thing, then you have the inventory. So we set the price up when we first added the product, but what you can do is add a pricing if it's on sale, and that way this item will show up as a sale product with the original pricing scored out and the new product added in there. So obviously you want to make sure that the sale product pricing is less than what you have in the original pricing. And then you can set the stock products there as well. You can give it an SKU number if you want to manage your stock at stock level that way as well. Otherwise it can generate its own kind of SKU if you wanted to. And the next part then is variants. So essentially, if there's different versions of the same product, instead of adding a new product each time, you can just add one product and add different variations of it. So in this example, we have a face scrub that might come in different sizes. Maybe there's like a 15 ml, 100 ml, things like that. So what you want to do then is go into variants and click add, and you want to click on add option. So by default it has color. We're going to add an option for size, and we're going to give the variants. So you can have small, medium, large, but you can also have, depending on what your variants are for that product, it'll be different. So you can add custom variants as well. And then you can add custom variants options as well. So they have size, they also have color and material. You can add more than one variant option. So size might be an option, maybe another one might be scent, and you can add different values for that as well, and custom options for that as well. And you can add different kind of variations, different options as well. And you want to click on save. So now you have the 6 variants, and what you can do is you can click on edit all, and you can give custom features for them as well. So for each variant that you have, you can give it its own individual SKU number, you can give it its individual stock number, you can also give it a different price as well. And what it does is it makes a product for each variation that you have. So we have the size variation and we have the scent variation. So it'll make a variation for all the products. So the rosewater, it's made a variation, it's made a product for each of the sizes, and the eucalyptus, it's made a product for each of the sizes. But sometimes a variation that doesn't there might be a variation that might not exist. So just because you have rosewater and eucalyptus as an option, maybe the eucalyptus doesn't come in the 100 ml, it only comes in 20 and 15. So what you can do is you can delete that variation because that variation doesn't exist, and it just means then you're not offering something that you can't actually sell. But again, you can give different pricing options. So maybe the eucalyptus, so the smaller ones would be obviously the price that it is, but maybe the larger options are slightly more expensive, and maybe some of them aren't on sale either. So it's up to you basically how you want to price them, and you can give them different dimensions as well. And then once you're done, you just want to click back to save everything, and you can see all the different options here as well. What you want to do then is go into organizations, and then you want to give it its own categories as well. Separating your products into categories just means it makes it so much easier for the user to navigate your store and see all of the products that you actually have. If they know they're coming onto your store for a particular thing, they're likely to stay on your site longer and find that offer more quickly, because they can find the category that it's in as well. And the category then will be added in your store's navigation. So maybe one category might be skincare, and you want to click add. You can add a bunch of different categories in this section as well. You don't have to assign them. So for example, hair care is another category, so I'm going to add that. However, I will just uncheck it from the category boxes so that it's not actually being attached to that category. And then you can add tags. So these are essentially keywords that'll connect related products. So you can have a tag for each product based on like the scent, for what body part it's for maybe, and it just means then when you have other products that have the same tags, they'll show together in the related product section as well. The tags itself won't be shown on the store, but just the products that are tagged with it will be. And then what you can do is set the visibility, so whether or not it's a featured product, you can just set that as well, and you can decide if you want to show similar products on that product page. So what you would do is click on that, and then you can either pick a tag that it's related to, and then it'll show basic products that have that same tag on the product page. And you can decide also if you want people to leave a review on your site or not. Next part then is the marketing, and this is really important. You want to make sure that the product that you have is optimized for search engines, and the only thing you really need to do is make sure that the title and the description is okay. So the title of the page is going to be the title of the product, and then you want to give it maybe the name of your site, and it might be good also to give it the location where you're based at, if you have maybe like a store, or if you know where your target audience is as well. And you also want to give it a description. So the meta description is essentially a description of that particular page of your site. You want to make sure that you're describing that particular page or product, and it lets Google know what that page or product is going to be about, and it also lets users know what that page is going to be about without actually clicking onto your site. And you want to type that in here, and you want to make sure it's within the limit that they give you, and then you just click apply. And then once you're done, you just click on save to save your product. It's not published yet, so in order to publish it, what you want to do is click on that and make sure you have it set to publish. So you can see when we click on that, this is what it looks like. We can select the scent, we can select the size. If you remember, we took off one of the sizing for that one, and that's showing up as well, and you can see all of the additional info that says here as well. So if you wanted to publish that on your site, what you want to do is go back into edit and just directly publish it. It just means then if you ever add a product that's not ready to be published yet, instead of waiting for it to be ready then adding all the information, you can just have it ready to go, and then publish it when you're actually ready. when you're done, all you want to do now then is make sure everything else is set up in terms of your e-commerce. So you want to make sure that you have all your products set up, but then you also want to make sure then you have your payments and fulfillment set up as well. So the next part then is your payment method, so add a way to get paid. If you click into that, you can see the different payment processes, payment methods that they have. So you can connect to Stripe, so you can let customers pay with all their major credit cards like Apple Pay, Afterpay, ClearPay, and things like that. In order to do that, you need to create a Stripe account, which is free to do, and then set up your own Stripe details as well. And then all you need to do is come in here and click on connect, and then it'll ask you to sign into your Stripe account, and then that's your account connected. Same with PayPal, so you can connect PayPal Business to let customers pay with PayPal or even a Venmo account. It's really important that the account that you're using is a PayPal Business account and not a personal one. Squarespace won't allow you to connect to a personal site, PayPal, but what you want to do then is click on connect, and then it'll ask you to sign in as well. So right now we're in trial mode, so we can't exactly connect it. And you can also use Square. If you don't want to use Stripe, you can also use Square as well. But again, this is for US only, so depending on where you're based, this might not be an option. You can change the store currency here as well. We set it to GBP, but you have a range of different other store options as well you can use. Next thing then you want to make sure is you have the fulfillment set up. So this is essentially shipping options. You want to set, if you want to deliver your products, or essentially send out your products for people to receive themselves, then you need to make sure you have a shipping option enabled. So what you want to do is go into shipping and click on add shipping, and you want to add a flat rate. And this is essentially, you want to add the name of the option that they have. So this might be, for example, standard shipping. And you can put in brackets 2 to 3 working days to give an idea on when they can get that flat rate. And what you want to do is add a per order fee. So this is the rate, essentially the amount it is for that shipping. And you can also do an additional fee for each physical item in the order. It depends on how you want to price things, but essentially you want to just give a per order fee, and then you click save. And then you want to make sure you add the shipping zone. So this is essentially where you want to ship to, in case you obviously can't ship everywhere. So maybe the standard shipping is only offered for people in the United Kingdom. So you want to make sure that you add the countries that are actually available, that can actually use standard shipping. You can also do it by postcode as well. So you can add different postcodes as well. Instead of adding whole countries, but essentially you just want to make sure you define all of them. And if you want, you can also select rest of the world as an option, if you click on the top one, and it'll ask for rest of the world essentially, so you can ship anywhere. So it's up to you how you want to do that, but you want to just add the countries that it's done for, and you click select. You can add more shipping options, so maybe another option might be first class shipping. That might be a bit more expensive, and you want to give again the shipping zones as well. Maybe that's available for United Kingdom and Ireland maybe, and you want to click save. So you can have different shipping options as well. What you can also do is set up pickup options. So if you click on set up pickup options, it means then people can collect their order instead of you shipping them out, and you can do that. You can run a completely sort of click and collect business as well if you don't want to have the responsibility of sending out the order. What you would do is you need to just add the pickup information. So pickup option, Belfast shop, and then you want to give all the information, the opening closing times, the address, and then any information that they need to bring whenever they pick up their orders. So maybe it's ID, order name, things like that, and then you want to add all of those and just save your changes. So you have your payment methods and you have your fulfillment. Next thing you want to do then is actually go live. So in order to do that, you need to purchase a plan from Squarespace. So Squarespace they don't have a free version. So unlike Wix, they don't have a free version of the plan, but they still do have really affordable pricing as well for their plan. You can see they have different plans here, starting from 12 to 35. But it's really important to note that if you have a plan, if your site is e-commerce, the personal plan will not work for you at all. You need to pick from the business, basic, or the advanced. You can see this full list of things that you get with your plans. And they also recommend the basic as well. So it's £23 a month. If you pay annually, you save 17%. It's a little bit more expensive if you were to pay monthly. But you would essentially get all of this included in your plan. The advanced one might be better for later in your shop journey. If you're just starting out, it might be good just to have the online presence, but then later on you can set up advanced shipping, you can sell subscriptions, abandoned cart recovery, so sending automatic emails reminding customers who abandoned the checkout process to complete their purchase. So that all comes with the advanced, but if you're just starting out, it might be better just to get the commerce and then just get started getting used to using Squarespace, adding in all your products and things like that. You want to make sure they're all kind of listed here, but then when you're done, you would just going to click on select, and you want to just select a plan, and it'll show you sort of if you've paid annually in total how much you're paying and how much you're saving, things like that, and then just pay for your plan. But once your plan is essentially paid for, then that's you done, and your site is live, and you're ready to kind of start selling, start getting your online presence up, and making sure that you have that online presence there to start selling your site. And then as your site grows and you add more products, then increasing your plan might be an option to get the advanced features that Squarespace has to offer.